especially undergrad students, aren't thinking of writing centers as a place to go for these types of projects. And finding that multimodal projects in the Writing Center was a largely discussed topic within Writing Center scholarship was pretty unexpected to me, because like I just mentioned, I just didn't think about this. And also, during this internship, during my WLN essay, I talked about preserving and tweaking traditional consultation methods, and as some consultants know, I've been doing my own observations for consultations. Perhaps I might have observed some of you. And what I was really doing while I was observing was looking at ways that standard consultations could be changed in small ways in order to accommodate for multimodal projects. So obviously not all of these assignments can simply be printed out and read aloud from introduction to conclusion. Some can, like discussion boards, but others can't, like web pages or essays with hypertext. So for example, in the case of a web page, if a consultant were to print out each separate page that a link brought them to, it would only take away from the original assignment itself. And how can a consultant give proper feedback on a web page, for example, when the format of that project won't be presented in that consultation? So a consultation focused on multimodal projects such as these would be based on the flow of web pages' main ideas and the concepts that are being consulted on, which is not much different than what I think consultants are already doing currently. The only thing that I can see consultants would be needing to change is their own understanding of how digital platforms are conveyed and how they're physically going to be looking at these types of projects. I think things like web pages and essays with hypertext would be best looked at on monitors, laptops, iPads, because like I said, if you're going to print out like a web page, it's just going to take away from that original platform, and it's just not going to suffice, I don't think. So all in all, writers would benefit greatly on every single college campus if the Writing Center offered consultations that focused on multimodal work and advertised that they do sufficiently. Not only would students benefit, but so would writing professionals and consultants, giving them more experience with technology to add to their CVs or resumes. Michael Pemberton, a Writing Center scholar, suggests in the conclusion of one of his publications that a writing center which does not stay in tune with the academic world around them is not reaching its full potential. And by integrating multimodal projects in writing studios, I think that especially our center could reach its true potential, benefiting students, professional writers, consultants, and the Writing Center itself. And as I previously mentioned, as a student myself, I can attest that students are being assigned multimodal projects, and in the year 2017, I think we can assume that professional writers are also engaging with multimodality as well. So that being said, the writers at the University of South Florida would benefit immensely if there were a separate type of consultation for multimodal projects with consultants who are trained specifically to work with these projects. So that's the end of the presentation. Thank you.
Any questions? I have a comment. I just thought it was so interesting talking about, or listening to Tiana talk about how the consultation practice would have to change, because I'm not sure if you all are aware, but we do require that writers print out 2 copies of their paper, and we only work on paper. In fact, people who bring their laptops, we discourage, or we don't allow them to, because we don't want them to be revising at the same time as the consultation. We want them to go home and think about those revision choices. So it's interesting how that would have to work into the choices we make in terms of consultations and how they go. But maybe iSessions would be a good place for those, using those monitors.
Yeah, and like with drop-in tutoring, like we do, with drop-in tutoring where the students are working at the same time where they're getting feedback, I think that it could be like that. Like students would be bringing in laptops and working on these digital media projects while they're getting feedback on the projects.
So we may have to rearrange our rules a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's really the spirit of a studio, is to have live work happening in the space. And so even though we call ourselves a studio, I don't know that we could be a way to have more like true studio time, because I think right now drop-in is really the main thing that is a true studio space.
Great, thank
Well,
you.
So we have a few minutes until 1, so I think we'll take a short break because I know some people